Hello, everybody. Welcome to N++. I am XandoToaster. I will be playing the light gold ninja today, and I'm here with Killing Pepsi.
I'm going to be the orange ninja today.
And we are playing N++, as you can see from our beautiful N++ t-shirts. We have a couple of real quick things to say about this before we get started. Pepsi, what category are we running?
We're running co-op, self-explanatory. We're playing together in the local co-op mode. We're doing Legacy, which is the tab of older levels from previous games in the N series, going back to the first one in 04. And X row is the bottom row, the hardest levels in this tab. You unlock them after beating A through E there. So the hardest levels in this tab, co-op for you.
And this game originally just came out with couch co-op, but Pepsi, we are not sitting on a couch together. How is this possible?
We are 2,000 miles apart. We're using Steam Remote Play, a really good built-in feature to Steam that lets you play local co-op games with your friends online.
Yeah, and I think that's everything we need to cover. Everything else we can just explain as we're playing. Pepsi, are you ready to go?
I am now.
Okay, ready, go. So, N++, it is a 2D momentum-based platformer with a very big emphasis on momentum. The basic premise of every level is pretty straightforward. Every level has a door and a switch to open that door. I just hit the switch, I'm heading back to the door now. There we go. As you can see from that level, only one of us actually needs to touch the open door. The other ninja does not need to survive. Or in levels like this, we just end up separated entirely. That's a pretty common feature in co-op to have us separated.
Yeah, and right here, we're going to be in the same kind of level area, so only one of us needs to really beat this level, but we're both going to go for it just in case. Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, good.
That was a close one.
And yeah, right here we are technically separated, but like those mines there we could go through, but it's really slow and not practical. But as a side effect of that, those lasers can see us through the mines, so we have to be really careful not to go too fast or too slow to block off our partner, or make them explode and go zap. Also bad.
Yes, there are many hazards in this game. The general rule of thumb is if it is bright and colorful, it is dangerous. This level has all of these bright orange drones. If you touch them, you go zap. You have also seen a bunch of bright pink mines, like this level. If you touch them, you go boom. That's a bad thing. The one exception to this is the pieces of gold throughout the levels. If you're going for 100% completion or playing casually, you'll generally want to be collecting the gold. For the sake of the speedrun, we don't care about that at all. We just ignore it completely. Also on the topic of hazards, a lot of levels, the mines are stationary like that. Or a lot of hazards, like the mines, are stationary. Enemies like these drones, they are moving in a set path, but they still, you know, they're ignoring what we're doing. They're going to be going about their business no matter what. Other enemies do react to us. You can see at the top of this level, there are a couple of thwumps, those little squares with orange on one side. They will come down at us as soon as they see us below them. There we go. So that's a pretty common thing. Another good example of that is these floor chasers, which will attack us when we are on the same horizontal level as they are.
This one's particularly hard because they go really fast. Faster than we can. Most enemies we can outrun or outmaneuver. Because we are a pacifist ninja, we can't actually attack or fight back. So like these ones are one of the few enemies that we can't fully outrun just on a straight sprint.
This level has been affectionately named hamster wheel levels for the inside part here. I'm just on the inside doing my own thing, while Pepsi runs through the majority of the level until the switch. Also, credit where it's due, the term hamster wheel, we first heard from the last time that N++ was at GDQ back in 2019, Andy and Crankdud's run. Their commentator referred to them that way.
All right, this is a really, really tight little strat. There we go. Very awkward collision to get a corner off of there. Now I'm at the hamster wheel.
The enemy Pepsi's dealing with right now, we call them Gauss turrets. That's another very common one to deal with. Another thing that I want to mention early in the run is the way that we go between levels. Because there is something that... I mean, most people probably don't notice it because who's paying attention between the levels, right? But normally, if you're playing the game like we are, if you finish a level and you mash jump, it will play a pretty slow animation. I'll go ahead and show it on this level. When we finish here, I'm mashing jump, it submits score and then plays an animation to bring up the next level. That takes about 1 second, which is not much time, but we can skip it entirely. Which I will try to show here.
All right, go ahead.
There we go. Oh. This is a good example of us needing to stay in sync. Sorry. We are usually pretty good about not needing to verbally communicate, but this level in particular is it's a really tough one in terms of the time at the end. Yeah.
Go. Okay. This time for sure. Go. Ow. Doesn't help that we have both input delay and mic audio delay through Discord, so like the odds are kind of way against us for this kind of stuff, but should be good. Go.
There we go. Okay, so what I'm normally doing at the end of levels is I hit retry, and then there's a button that skips straight to the next level without playing the animation. And if you're paying attention, you'll see that I'm doing that on basically every level. It saves a little more than half a second per level, even more if you can do it faster.
Oh no, okay.
Which, I mean, half a second per level might not sound like much, but keep in mind there are 55 levels we're going through in this category. Most categories in this game have 100 or more levels, so that adds up quite a bit. So yeah, the transition skip, very, very important piece of tech we do.
All right, it's up to you now.
Yeah, there's a lot of levels like this where it's faster if we both live, but even if not, we can still finish the level. One exception to the transition skip is this level. Due to the level order, I actually need to jump back to the menu here to go to the next one, and then I'll be able to keep doing the transition skip for the rest of the run. The reason for that is a couple of years after the game was released, the devs released an update called the Ultimate Update, which effectively doubled the number of levels in the game. This was a completely free update. We love the devs of this game so much. But in doing that, it, like I said, it messed with the level order, so we have to go back to the menu right there, but... Very nice.
Yeah. And there aren't a lot of, like, glitches, I'll say. Like, our main time saves are playing well, getting good routes, and also skipping cycles when we can. And I believe the next level will be a good showcase of that.
Yes.
I
believe you're right.
I can get that switch.
There you go.
Yes. So it depends on, once we release those drones in the top middle there, whichever one goes first, I have to sneak real fast behind into the middle section. And there's just enough of a gap to be able to skip about 10 seconds of waiting. Yeah, should be, yeah, no problem.
Well done. Ooh. Another fun feature about this game, it is completely deterministic, which will come up in the next level. So it may seem like our bodies bouncing around is random, but as long as Pepsi does exactly the same movement at the start of this level and blows up on that mine, it always clears exactly the same path for me right here to jump to the end. Easy every time.
Yeah, it's pretty inconsistent otherwise. Okay.
Ooh, just barely missed that jump at the top there. This level has one of my favorite jumps, the one I do off of the bounce block in the middle here, into a wall jump, into another wall jump. That's nice. A fun one.
All right, time to shout out Parsec, the program that we used to use back in like 2018 to run this game together, before we knew about Steam Remote Play or it came out. It had a lot of trouble with levels with a lot of drones like this. It was almost unplayable, and sometimes it just straight up was, but it's a great program. We recommend Parsec very much.
Yeah. And I think we we should... We've got a little bit to say here, actually.
Yeah, I guess. I'm keeping this rocket alive. You might think that's a little strange. But if I let it blow up and don't keep it alive, then it will prevent Toaster from being able to do a chimney on the left side there. Chimney being kind of a staple since the original game came out. Just a bunch of wall jumps back and forth to gain a huge amount of speed up a small kind of little chute there. So yeah, the rocket can't see me anymore because a wall opened up. So if I were to blow up, good. Yeah, Toaster would go boom.
Yeah. This level and the next one, they both look really straightforward, but they are a couple of the most difficult levels in the run. Dropping down and keeping your momentum the way you want it is really, really difficult here. But other than that, I don't think we have a lot to say here at the moment. If we have a minute for donations.
Oh, I got you covered on that front. Let's start with $20 here from Kerostasis. What's N++? Excited to see all these unique games showcased. We've also got $50 here from Felix and Charlie. So excited to watch our Uncle XandoToaster at SGDQ. Your 5-year-old nephew Felix says to practice hard and don't die. Good luck.
Thank you, Felix and Charlie. Felix is, like that comment said, 5 years old and absolutely loves this game. I've been really surprised to see a kid that young enjoying a precision platformer like this. It's been really nice. There's a couple of tough jumps that we are doing at the bottom of this level here. Because that floor chaser is very fast, we want to try to beat it to the left wall, but we need to play very quickly to do that.
Yeah, I'm going for a body launch, which is mostly consistent. But basically just trying to get my entire body or parts of my body to fly to the end there. Open up the end for Toaster. Surprised you didn't get crushed there.
Me too.
But, all right.
Okay, here we go. There it is. Perfect.
It'd be great if it was more consistent, but it's really fun to do at least. And it's also really fast.
Yeah, when we started doing that, it started saving like 5 seconds on that level, as opposed to our old strat of wait for the floor chaser to go all the way to the left, and then come back to the right and we jump over it.
Hey, gotta go fast.
There's a thing that I want to start mentioning now. This game does have fall damage, but it would be more accurate to describe it as impact damage. If you hit a wall in any direction, going too fast, you will go splat. So if you keep an eye on me on the left, if I climb this chimney just right, you see I splatted on the ceiling there. That, in general, when you see people playing this game, you may see them being careful when going up chimneys like that, and that is why they generally don't want to do that.
Yeah,
this level has a...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to say this level has a fun little skip. I can just barely touch this switch with my foot, meaning that Pepsi does not also have to cross over and then cross back.
Yeah, it's pretty hard otherwise. Very nice. Oh, I got the perfect one. Yes.
Ooh, very nice. I believe we have another tough level coming up after this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
Keep in mind, again, this game is all about momentum. You cannot stop on a dime in this game. If you want to turn around or adjust your speed in the middle of the air, that needs to be planned well ahead of time. So this drop at the end is really tough. We had to spend a lot of time practicing that one.
That is a huge relief. Otherwise, we have like 45 seconds now of just waiting in this level. So you know what that means.
I might have a couple of ideas here. And I think Jay Rosef has set us up here with a $500 donation.
Ooh.
And they say, fellow N++ runner here. So proud of Pepsi and Xando for getting this game into SGDQ to show it off. Especially one of the harder categories. Not the hardest, though, as the hardest category is also Xando's favorite, solo intro. You know, There was a winky in there, too. In all seriousness, I was going to put this toward the hard level showcase, but y'all are awesome and already reached it.
Nice.
Nice. Shoutouts to Jay Rosif.
I've also got $50 here from Wolf Prince. I don't know much about N++, but I tried to speedrun C++ when I was in college. It didn't go well. Maybe during the run I can pick up some pointers.
Okay, one thing to mention on this level, there's a mechanic here that I'm doing with the bottom. These are called evil ninjas. They copy your inputs from exactly 2 seconds ago. I love them. They are my favorite part of this game. This is the only level in this category that they are used in, and they're really boring here, but I swear, in general, evil ninjas are really interesting. In the other categories, this game also has a built-in level creator and a built-in level sharing system. And people come up with all kinds of amazing things to do with the evil ninjas with that.
My hard level sensor is going off here soon.
Yeah, we've got a few in a row here that are not exactly easy.
Yeah. Play it safe here. There we go.
One say it's the next one is, yeah.
Yeah. In the past, a much bigger problem level than it is now, but it's still quite a problem occasionally.
Yeah. We tend to call these holding the door levels, after the way we hold the toggle mines open for each other while the other player passes through and passes back.
Nice. Yep.
There we go.
This level's cool because, like a couple levels earlier, it's a split path level, but you can kind of choose who goes into which area. I choose to go down here mostly because I've had a lot of trouble with the beginning with Parsec with the input delay that's not great. But so long as I hit that switch in the middle that I did, the level is beatable by either of us. Toaster can come back here and... there we go. You can
like
pick
this,
up the
Toaster
slack.
can come back here.
Yeah, only a couple seconds lost, which is nice. It doesn't mean a full reset, unlike most levels.
And Pepsi alluded to it there. I just want to remind everybody, Pepsi is doing all of this precision platforming with at least like a 1/10 of a second delay, sometimes like a 1/4 second delay, depending on how the internet is doing that day. You're all faded out.
Thank you.
Very
It's
nice.
usually fine.
This is another level that, for a long time, has been one of the hardest couple of the category.
Just really precise with all the rockets and jumps. If you kind of bonk a little bit, you're kind of in a bad spot.
Very nice.
Pretty good.
We are
Very
coming very close to the end of the run. There are 3 levels left after this one. So it's this one and then just a few more. This level, though, is one of our favorites.
Yes. If I can get it, go for it a couple tries. This was the catalyst for a lot of body launch strats. Yes!
Very nice.
Nice.
That is faster if you can hit it first try. So yeah, it's this level and then one more after this one, and that will be the end of the run. Let's close this out. So time will be when I touch the open door at the bottom of this level.
Yeah. It's not a too difficult level. Oh, I didn't jump. Of course, I say that again, goodness, but there's a lot going on. But we don't have to interact with most of this stuff, and it's pretty easy to avoid most of it. Oh, again, throwing for content here.
You may see a bunch of switches on the left side that I'm deliberately avoiding, because every one of these switches will release one of the drones on Pepsi's side. They're not all catastrophic, but we just need to be careful because we have not memorized where each of these switches goes, so any one of them could be. That is time. There we go. That is the end of that.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, that was a solid run.
Check the time on that.
I am seeing 18:23 on my end.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that's great. We are thrilled with that. That was close to our old PB before we started practicing the GDQ. We've PB'd a few times since then, but this is up there in our best runs.
I believe we have an incentive that was met before the run started.
I believe we do.
We did. Thank you, everyone, for those donations. We did meet the N++ hard level showcase.
Okay, so we're just going to talk about this for 1 second. We just played the hardest levels in the Legacy tab. Older levels from older games that were refitted for N++. There's also the N++ tab, which are completely new levels just for this game, and on average, the N++ tab is harder than the Legacy tab. So we just wanted to show off a few levels, maybe show off a few things, a few mechanics that you don't see in the Legacy tab, to see some of the other kinds of challenges that are throughout this game. You can start the timer for the incentive anytime now. We are going. This first level we wanted to show off. It's a pretty standard hamster wheel type level. My jumps on the inside are fairly tough. Pepsi's jumps on the outside are also pretty dang tough. But keep an eye on what Pepsi does at the bottom here. Are you ready to go, Pep?
Yep.
Okay. So, those one-way panels that Pepsi is pushing against, in the original Flash game, N version 1.4, you could clip through those. The developers fixed that bug for subsequent games in the series. You did that really fast. Nice. The developers fixed that bug for subsequent games in the series, but it was so popular, the community liked it so much, that the developers deliberately put it back in for N++. Just one of the many reasons we love the devs of this game. This is a favorite level of mine for the tightly packed crisscrossing drone patterns, and on top of that, Pepsi's jumps are fairly difficult, and if they don't get those jumps quickly, then the pattern... Oh, the spot in the pattern that I'm expecting isn't there. And so it's just fairly difficult movement for both of us through this level. There we go.
Yeah.
That is that one. Next up is 1302. Pep, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, this one's pretty long, like 45 seconds or so. And we have to be really careful about the path we make because behind each gold piece there is a mine or bomb.
Ooh, there's a mine.
You'll see, but we just discovered, like after a year of playing, you could just cheat and go around. Let's see if I can actually get this myself.
You can. Great.
Okay.
Very nice.
Almost.
This is another similar level where we realized there was an easier path. Me with this rocket on the left. You'll notice I was just hanging out by that rocket launcher just fine. Fun fact, rocket launchers do not actually hurt you. It's only the rockets that they shoot that are like an actual danger. So once we found that path, that saved a good several seconds on that level. This is a fun level just for how long we need to stay in sync.
Yeah, we're kind of gated by like a 2-second window, which doesn't seem like a lot, but compared to most other co-op levels, it's pretty tight. We can't really deviate too much from each other, as much as you might think. Go, there we go. Okay.
Very nice. And then we mentioned the holding the door levels earlier. This is kind of an extreme version of that. One reason that this level in particular has become so satisfying, Pepsi and I used to need to like verbally communicate through levels like this, like line up with each other and then say, okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And now we just got a first try while talking about other things. It's been a really satisfying part of co-op speedrunning, is just building that rapport with each other, building that not even needing to communicate anymore. Anyway, there are 2 other levels that I want to show. First is going to be the last level of this tab. You'll notice I am in the bottom right here. This is the last level of the co-op campaign. It is called Good Luck. I am dealing with a hamster wheel section in the top left. It is one of the harder hamster wheel sections in all of the co-op levels. I cannot really get into a rhythm here and just let myself go. I really need to be focusing on what I'm doing the whole time. I need to account for any minor mistakes in movement I make. I can't really be distracted looking at what Pepsi's doing, and Pepsi's section is also pretty dang hard in its own right.
Yeah, not to like do on Toaster's part. It's still really hard. Honestly, it's probably the hardest of its kind in the game. But I still got a few kind of linchpin moments there. That's one of them down there. Because most levels kind of spike a bit at the end in difficulty. They don't like stay too hard throughout. But this one has like a consistent level of pretty hard and then spikes of very hard, which is very cool of them to do. Thank you, MetaNet.
And it's just so long that, just keeping my section going for as long as I have to is difficult in its own way. It's unlikely on any given lap of what I'm doing that I'll hit one of the evil ninjas, but over a long period of time, it's hard to keep it up.
One more try. This is the hardest part. Oh, the game is not cooperative. Okay. Bring one fuzzy for a second. Good.
Very nice. And I'm going to stall before hitting that door just to be careful. Okay, one more level. One last level that we want to show. You'll notice that this is halfway through the tab. I mentioned earlier there was an update that doubled the number of levels in the game. The last level that we want to show here used to be the end of the co-op campaign. It's called Beyond Dark Castle, and for a lot of people in the community, it is much more recognizable as the final level of the co-op campaign. It's a fun one. I love this level so much. I think it's a much flashier one than Good Luck is. When Pepsi and I do runs of this category, we usually set ourselves up to end on this level instead of Good Luck.
Oh, goodness. I'm glad the game's struggling right now, not during the run. That's a plus. There we go. Smooth it out. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to do, really. This middle section here is probably the hardest part for me. And then after that, I literally just wait. But I have to really precisely time this out. Because if I go too late, I'll hit one of the top ones. If I go too early, I'll hit one of the bottom ones. Just kind of a nightmare here.
Yeah.
Thankfully, our estimate is generous.
My section here is hard, but there's not a whole lot to say about it, so I think now is a good time to give all the shoutouts we want to give.
Yes.
So first and foremost, shoutouts to MetaNet Software for making this game. The developers Mare and Reagan are just absolutely lovely people. We love them so much. I recommend following MetaNet_software on Twitch. They do sometimes stream the competitive race mode in this game, and that is always a joy to watch and participate in. I want to give a shout out to the PN++W crew. That was the first ever tournament of the competitive race mode, organized by Big Blarg, an amazing person, fantastic guy. Oh, what a silly place to die.
Yeah. In person too. A lot of fun.
The fun thing about this game is, even on the easy parts, everything in this game is dangerous. There is no safe spot.
Making me do this again, huh?
Other couple of people to shout out. I want to give a shout out to Muzzgrub, who is the other moderator on the speedrun.com page for this game, along with me, as well as Mole, the other moderator. If you look at the speedrun.com page, it may look like, oh, this game is not very active. It only has a few people that have run every category. The thing is, the community, the end community, is extremely active. It's just that very few of those people do speedruns. There's a very active level-making scene. There's a very active in-game high-score scene. I'm also a pretty active part of the Spyro speedrunning community, and I would say the end community as a whole is comparable in size to the entirety of the Spyro speedrunning community, just for a little bit of perspective there. We're coming up to the end here. Time is going to be when I hit the switch at the top of my section. Last couple of people I want to shout out. Golf Kid, who has been actively playing this game, or games in this series, for about 15 years, all the way since the original Flash game. Golf is one of the nicest people in the world, super friendly. Everybody loves Golf Kid. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to the other people who do the speedruns of this game, in particular SimVio, Kastucha, Emoji, Schmoll, just to name a few. I think that's just about everybody that I wanted to give a shout out to. Pep, do you have anyone that you think I'm missing?
Shout outs to my mom and dad.
Shout outs to my mom and dad too.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you pretty much covered the basics. MetaNet software, amazing developer. We got through like every level first try here in the showcase. That is so amazing.
We really should beat this any try now. If you have another donation or two you want to read, now is a good time.
Oh, absolutely. You had called out the developers earlier, and they are sending some love back. MetaNet Software sent in $100. Good luck, XandoToaster and Killing Pepsi. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for making.
We also had $100 from Momentum. Incredibly excited to see the best platformer of all time run on the big stage by the best kitchen appliance and soft drink duo in the community. Best of luck to Toaster and Pepsi, and let's get that hard level showcase too.
Thankfully, our run was very good and underestimate.
We will do our best to beat this level. If you decide to move things along, we basically saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be good here. I'll get some extra gold for Golf Kit here. Probably more donations here.
Of course, I've got a $100 donation here from Debian Chan. I'm so excited to see the N++ run, and even more excited it benefits MSF. Xando brings joy to every community he's a part of, and he and Pepsi are going to give us an awesome run. Good luck, Xando and Pepsi.
Thank you, DB and Chan. That's a fantastic Spyro runner, one of my favorite streamers. Okay, here we go.
This is the one.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay.
We got through it.
We did. We got through it. We gave all our shout-outs. Thank you, GDQ, for having us.
Thank you, Xando and Pepsi. That was an amazing run. Let's get caught up on a couple of donations here real quick. I've got $25 from A Pig That Flies. Used to play the original web-based endgame all the time as a kid, along with the DS game as I got older. One of my favorite series of all times. Awesome to see it at GDQ. And somebody else that feels a bit like me reading that donation's $50 from Wintermute20. This old man still loves games and watching people play games. Happy to support a great cause. Thank you all so much for those donations. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere unless it's to get some water, stretch your legs, a little self-care, but don't go too far. We'll be back real soon. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you took the opportunity to catch a quick drink, get a quick stretch. I'm going to do a quick donation from Edge. We've got a $250 donation that came in, and the comment just says, "Yes, chef." I love this meme. This one's fun. All right. Speaking of fun, y'all know we have prizes and that they're amazing. I am going to send you over to some friends of mine to tell you all about the amazing things that you can win with your donations. Yay! Sent, Court, do your thing.